So, is there a God? People feel very strongly about what they believe in regards to there being a creator or not. And I do believe it is something that is worth exploring. In our quiet moments after a rough day, a stressful season, or an unexpected tragedy, I think most of us have this deep ache for something more, something sturdy, something reliable, something true to put our hope and our trust in. I truly believe that our identity and our meaning and our purpose are tied to there being a creator. If I was to say to you that a chair I just bought, I believe, came into existence out of nothing, the wood cut perfectly, bolts and screws in the right place, a human being able to sit on that chair, no designer, no carpenter were involved, what would you say? You would think I'm a little silly. What if I said to you that I believe that my 4-bedroom brick home came into existence out of nothing? Foundations laid perfectly, plumbing and electrical and framing installed, walls painted, tiles on the roof, doors and windows installed, everything to council regulation. But no architect, no plumber, no painter, and certainly no council workers were involved. What would you say? You would start to think I'm a little bit crazy. What if I said to you that I believe that the 747 jumbo jet that I once flew on came into existence out of nothing? No engineers designing the mechanics to help give the aircraft lift, no scientists trying to work out the correct molecular structure of the jet fuel to help power the engines, no workers to craft the various components of the 747 and putting it all together. What would you say? At this point, you'd probably think I belong in a mental institution and would want nothing to do with me. With each example, I have gone from the simple design and ease of building a chair that could, probably take a couple of hours to make and build with the correct materials, to the more complex house that would indeed need quite a lot of people working together, in order to try and build the structure within 6 to 9 months. And then we have the marvel of human engineering, a jumbo jet able to make hundreds of flights all over the world and transport tens of thousands of passengers over its lifetime. With each of these examples, there was a designer, there was a creator, a builder, each thing fashioned with purpose and intent. When I consider the natural world in all its beauty, in all its complexity, in all its diversity, in all its scope and size, why do we say that there was no designer, no creator, no builder, no purpose, and no meaning given? All just a cosmic accident. We then theorize reasons for why there's anything at all, coming up with different trains of thought about how a primordial soup hundreds of millions of years ago, without programming, without direction given enough time, somehow was the birthplace of all living matter on Earth. As we study the biological structure of humans, animals, insects, and even bacteria, we start to see a complexity and an intricacy and a beauty that we as humans just can't match. This is not an argument of creation versus evolution. There are certainly people who believe in God who hold to evolution being a guided process of life from the primordial soup up until now. No, this is an argument for what makes more sense, given the evidence. The long and the short of it is that there is either a God who created and directed and gave meaning and purpose to all that we see, or there is no God. We are just a cosmic accident, and there is no real purpose or meaning when we have lived our 80 years of life and then we die. Look, when I look at creation, I marvel at the beauty of galaxies. When I observe the many bird species, I'm struck by the diversity and the intricacy of their designs, enabling them to take flight. When I hiked through the New Zealand wilderness, the snow-capped mountains and the deep river-crossed valleys, they had me in awe. When I listened to someone playing music, a sublime feeling of enjoyment and peace washes over me. At times, music can even, give me the peace that I need from the madness in this world. So how could such talent and creativity have been the product of this mindless passage of time? Every single day, we have great and intelligent minds that design cities, build rocket ships, create art, perform music and dance, and we even cultivate life. It seems to me there's something more going on here, and more than just the results of the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago. The fine-tuning of our universe suggests more than the improbable odds of everything being created from nothing and without guidance. For everything that begins to exist has a cause. Our universe began to exist. Therefore, our universe has a cause. That cause is timeless. That cause is spaceless. That cause is immaterial and unimaginably powerful. That cause is God. You are more important and consequential than you realize. You are part of a grand story that is only just beginning. For you were created for God and by God to rule and reign alongside Him over all creation for all eternity. You are a product of order. You are a product of design, and you are the creation of an intelligent mind that is beyond our mind's ability to describe. We have all these professions, such as physicists and chemists and biologists and engineers and mathematicians and psychologists and philosophers who only scrape the surface of who we are, why we are here, and where we come from. God exists. He has a plan, and through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, you can enter into and participate in that plan. The ache you feel for something more, the longing you feel for something true, the desire you feel for something worthwhile is found in our Creator, Jesus.